How are we getting on, people? Luke here from LAGFX. We are back today with a new YouTube video. In today's video, we are going to be completing a full top-down analysis on the XRP crypto market. Now, it's come to my attention that these crypto markets are obviously fundamentally driven, and there is also a lot of hype around these coins. This is ultimately how these coins grow, develop, and appreciate in value. However, I have noticed that they are quite responsive to my technical analysis, looking at the supply and demand balance in a market and the price action that's involved. So what I'm going to do, as I say, is do a complete top-down analysis on this pair for you today, giving you a complete rundown on what I am seeing technically rather than fundamentally. Now, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or queries with regards to my analysis in today's video, please leave them in the comments below. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and check out some of the other videos that I have here on YouTube, as you may see some value in those as well. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight into today's full top-down analysis. So first things first, what we need to do is we need to look at this market on the highest of timeframes. This gives us the ability to have a look and see how it's been performing over time, okay? It helps establish a bias. Is this market a bullish one or is it a bearish one? Well, quite evidently, you can see here that this market is trading us in a bullish way because we are seeing new highs being created over time. The lows that have been set in the market are sticking and we aren't seeing those break, which tells us that there is more demand in this market than there is supply. And ultimately, this market is appreciating over time. Now, the first thing I want to point out is this first area here of demand. Now, this being set in 2017 would have given us a perfect opportunity to actually buy into this market, buy in on those coins at a very, very cheap price. You can see here that price was valued around 19 cents a coin. And you can see that price came down to trade into this area of demand before we had the push in 2021. Now, the beautiful thing about this is price has actually held this low. We haven't broken this low. So if we bought in at 15, 16, 17 cents a coin, you should be in some considerable profit. You're probably looking at 12 times your investment buying in at such a cheap price, essentially. So this is one key area to look out for, and the reason for this is because this is just showing that price is respecting these areas of demand. Now we need to take a look at the second low that was set in the market, and we need to see, well, what has price actually traded into in order for it to go on to create its next push to the upside. Well, if we go to the monthly time frames and we take a look and see what it's respected and what it's bounced off, there's no clear area as such here on the monthly time frame. So I'm going to go to the weekly, bearing in mind this is completely live analysis as well. This is not pre-recorded. I've not done analysis previous to this video. So this is completely fresh, giving you a transparent and real run through on how I would analyze the markets. So you can see here that we do have an area of demand. Price may have come to potentially trade down and into. Let's see if price does trade into this. Price does trade into this perfectly into the 50% mark. So we can see again, price is holding from these demand zones. Price is coming down, clearing these areas of demand. Removing supply from the market, so any short positions that may have been placed, people selling off. But what's also happened is people have bought in and around this area. Why? Because again, it's a very cheap price and price is trading into an area of demand. Now again, should you have bought in and bought a handful of coins in and around this price, you would have potentially 6 times your money. So for every £1,000 worth of coins you purchased, you should be up 6,000. Again, giving us some amazing returns here. So now that we have seen price respect these two areas of demand, it's important that we now look for new areas of demand that price can look to respect and set higher lows from. So what I would be doing is I'd be looking at this most recent impulsive wave. And I'd be looking for areas of demand for price to trade back down and into to set new higher lows. And the reason why we do this is because you can see we look at the previous impulse, price traded down and into this, reacted, respected, traded higher. We looked at the previous impulse, it was here, price traded down and into this, respected, and traded us higher. So we're going to do the same here. Now when I look here on the weekly time frames, there is a key area marked out here. Now this might not look like anything special to you guys at the moment, as it's just a wick to the upside and a wick to the downside, but what this actually represents is an area of demand. And the reason why is because a wick to the upside followed by a wick to the downside tells us that there is bearish pressure in this area in price. There was selling pressure in this area, which, as we know, represents an area of demand. Because in order for price to trade up to this point and to close here, we must have had some bearish structure pushing price lower. In order for price to open here, trade down, but then close up here, we must have had a continuation in bearishness before a push to the upside. So as we go down to the daily time frames, you can see that those red candles start to introduce themselves. So this is my next area of interest, where I believe price may come down to trade into before continuing to trade us higher. Now, as we go down to the daily time frames, you can see that more areas are presenting themselves, okay? And it's important that we take note of how price has reacted to these areas. So if I mark this area out, you can see how price again has traded down into this 50% mark and then has followed with bullish structure. So this is showing that price is picking up this demand and it is reacting well to this. However, there is clearly more supply in this market than there is demand, which is why we are seeing a continuation in bearishness. Now, once price approaches this area, trades down and into it, this is where I feel price will do a complete reversal and take us way up and into the markets, because you can see that this is a very large area of demand. This is a very good price as well, in consideration as to where price has reached previously. So we've had a peak at $2.80, down by 50% of its highest value. I do genuinely believe that this could be a turning point. It's not that I want to see $1.40, but I do believe we're going to see $1.40, $1.45 before we see a turnaround to the upside. So those who are holding at the moment, it may seem a bit daunting holding these coins as they are depreciating every single day, but I do think we are going to see a turnaround in this once price trades down and into the $1.40 mark. What I will be doing personally is once price does trade down and into this area, I will be buying in more. I'm probably going to look to buy another 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 coins, and then I'll be holding for the foreseeable. If price goes on to trade back to our $2.80 mark, I will have doubled my investment from what I bought in here. So if I spent $5,000 on more coins, £5,000 on more coins at $1.45, when it reaches $2.90, I'll have doubled my 5,000, turning that into 10,000. So when you look at it that way, buying in more coins at this point doesn't seem like such a bad idea. Now, on the off chance that price continues to depreciate, then yes, this is when we may start to lose money from our investments. But with everything that's going on fundamentally, I do believe this is just a correction in order to allow those big players in the markets to buy in at a cheaper price before we see this coin actually appreciate over time. So if you are someone that's looking to get involved in XRP or is actually holding XRP at the moment, then my advice, and this is my opinion of course, I would look to potentially buy in at $1.45 or at least hold what you have at the moment. Now obviously this is a crypto market. I don't consider myself a crypto guru or anything of that nature. I've traded forex for 7 to 8 years. So my knowledge within crypto is nowhere near the caliber it is with forex. However, seeing price respect areas of demand and following the laws within my strategy, it gives me confluence in the fact that price may look to reverse from this area, with addition that we have positive fundamental news coming out on a day-to-day basis. Now that is going to conclude my analysis for the XRP market. I could give you some intraday trades and some shorter term goals with this market, but ultimately I am expecting price to trade us lower, continue to trade us lower, to pick up more demand in order to encourage price to go on and set some new highs. Now, as I said at the start of the video, if you guys have enjoyed please leave it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or queries with regards to my analysis today, please leave them in the comments below. What I may do is follow up with a fundamental side to this XRP video, just to kind of give you my input and my thoughts with this market fundamentally. But with all that being said, people, I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.